My husband stole over $300,000 from my family. I can't trust him again.
Maybe you should try it again.
Maybe try again. This is a long story, but I'll try to write it as quickly as possible. First, I should say I've been married for 7 years, together for 11, and we have 3 young kids. I'm a small business owner, an artist, and he has a corporate job. By the way, this comes from No Dependent 6099, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So in the summer of 2022, I was looking on our online banking because I got an overdraft notice. Then, looking at some of the charges, I noticed that there were some weird, larger charges. I asked my husband what the company was, and it was Stocks.
Yeah, Jerkmate's stocks, babe. I promise.
Stocks Incorporated. Hey, no free sponsors.
Jesus Christ.
Greasyfeet.com. Yeah, those are stocks.
Oh, no.
Actually, those are mutual funds, so
Oh, no.
don't worry about that.
Oh, will this YouTube episode stay up? Just barely. So then I started adding it up and freaking out as it totaled into $26,000. That's a lot of feet, ladies and gentlemen. So I lost my mind. We had a huge blow-up conversation about it. He was sweating, like absolutely losing his mind because he never added it up. I was so destroyed because he'd been stealing from our family. Saving is so important to me, and I've been the only one able to get us any savings throughout our relationship. When we got together, I totally financed our whole wedding, put the cash down for our house, etc., etc. I didn't ask much or want to prod because I didn't want him to feel bad that he didn't come into our relationship with money. So he was stealing from our family, taking money from my biz to put into our checking because he'd been overdrafting our account.
Oh, dude. Here's my question.
Please.
If he's strategic doing this to his own family,
Yeah.
What's his day job?
I know he works in corporate.
Yeah. I was expecting the inverse of her to be like, hey, I'm an artist and, I make a fine living, but it's nothing crazy. And he's corporate. But it seems like it's the inverse. She's like Banksy over here, just like rolling in the bank.
Yeah.
And he's just working at like, I don't know, Stocks Incorporated as a low level, as a mail boy or something. His corporate mail boy job. I don't know. Like,
Where's he learning these tricks from?
yeah.
Also, if you're buying stocks, when did you buy them and when are you planning to sell them? Or, I need a game plan there.
What's the portfolio looking like right now? We actually haven't seen that yet. Maybe they're multi-millionaires.
Hope so. Did you get crypto? I have a lot of questions here.
Put it all in Doge. Well, it was a huge blow, and I've had trust issues with him before in our relationship, not presenting whole truths, omitting details, etc. I didn't tell a soul, which was so hard, but it was so private. The money was already gone.
Oh.
So it's not only like the portfolio's down, it's like there isn't any money.
No. Oh my gosh.
And I told him to take everything out of stocks and don't ever speak another word about stocks again. But babe, this one's about to go to the moon.
Cheese coin, please.
Cheese
Let me
coin.
invest in cheese coin right now.
Come rocket, literally going to the moon off of baby juice. Now, savings has always been so important to me. Living well under my means, financial planner from age 24, etc., etc. And he's just so different from me in this way. We end up getting pregnant in early 2023 because remember, this was in 2022 when all of this went down. So now we're like, let's call it like 6 months or so later.
Okay.
Now we're having a baby.
Oh my god.
Our savings are drained. And he actually got laid off in the end of 2022.
Bro, if you got laid off, maybe you shouldn't be laying without the rubber. Hot take.
This might be Riley's golden rule.
Hot take.
Laid off on the job, can't get laid without the rubber.
Yep. Laid off on the job.
What did you say? You said something different.
I don't know. There's something there, though.
So there's something there. There's something there, ladies
If you
and
just got
gentlemen.
laid off, don't be off and without it on.
Got it.
Boom.
I work my butt off while I'm pregnant to make more, to take on more work and set aside a good chunk of money so I can have a maternity leave. American maternity leave is a whole other topic.
And his mindset's like, well, babe, you basically have the power of 2 people in you. So, yeah, just keep working harder. Like,
Can we get the baby a DoorDash account or something? Like, can we get it on Fiverr?
hey, we could probably get them set up on stocks real quick. Like,
Yeah,
get a head start on that.
Dude, teach the baby how to trade stocks. They just it's like, those videos where they'll put a treat on 2 things and then they'll all right, we've got a Cheerio on Apple or Google.
Yeah.
Where are we going, baby? That would actually be
Or kicks to buy or sell. Like
Oh,
kick, buy or sell.
kick, buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would actually be a great account. You literally just have a baby picking stocks by eating Cheerios off of a square. New content ideas.
There we go.
So then we go a whole year remodeling our house, which we took a HELOC, a loan for $80,000. At the end of the remodel, I'm 37 weeks pregnant, and I notice $16,000 getting pulled from our bank account. I wonder where this might be coming from.
And I have a theory that more got pulled because who did the remodeling and who maybe was contracting people out for certain things. Babe, we got to buy a new sink combobulator because our combobulator's not really working right now.
But like, how, like I get investing in the stocks, but what is he like?
Yeah, where's this money going?
Where's it going? So I text him to see what it was for. He tells me that the home loan bank doesn't have the cash on hand, so he had to pull from my inheritance money. I'd received $125,000 from a relative's passing. We were setting aside for a second residence for residual income in a separate account that he still had access to. So then he calls me back and tells me that he actually made a huge mistake. And when I told him to get everything out of stocks, he left $3,000 and then it turned into a $25,000 loss. Sam the Caterpillar and Lady Morrigan said gambling and rugs and other women. Yeah, something is going on here
Yeah.
that is not stocks.
But it's okay. Are we going to stay together? Are they staying together? Let's say they stay together. It's okay, babe. Just for the next 25 months, you're going to have to come up with $1,000 and pay me back. Until then, you're indebted to me.
Yeah.
You're mine.
Because like even going for childcare or not childcare payments, even if it's a child support payments, as we've learned on the show, are
Super low.
Keon, can you look up really quickly what the minimum required child support in California is? I'm going to say either $412. I'm going to go with $412.
You're really close, actually. $430 per month.
Yes, we've looked this up before.
$430 per month, but this again, California. It could be different in other states.
Yeah, so in California, I think that's like on the high end.
Yeah, I was gonna say California probably has a higher end, but
Yeah, other states, I think like we looked up Alabama, it was like $100 a month or like something like. Yeah. Let's check Alabama. Like it's so low. So even like getting divorced and suing for child support, or I don't know, what is it?
it's $50. It's not even triple digits.
50? That's illegal. That we have to make that illegal.
What can you buy with $50 today, you know?
A month? A month? That's
Right?
Netflix. Great. The baby can watch Cocomelon.
Okay.
That's it.
Just feed it Cocomelon.
Feed it Cocomelon and it's
Kim
going
was
to
$12. Kim finds is $12 a month. That's insane.
Okay, that's literal. Bro said, sorry, Netflix is more important than my child. $12 a month
Dude, people got priorities.
is insanity.
I got to catch up on Seinfeld.
This needs to be fixed. Okay, so anyways, yeah, I feel like the tough part here is OP's kind of screwed either way she goes in terms of like trying to get the money back. I mean, she can try, but I'm honestly, at this point, A, lock him out of all accounts first, like immediately, and then B,
Where's the money going?
where's the money going? And then C, we might have to let this man go.
Yeah.
It's because they already had the big, like, okay, we sat down, we figured it out. He's already broken my trust before. Now that he does the same thing again and he's continuing to steal from her. Yeah. I
Wild.
think some sort of addiction, I think here, but we're going to see. So then he tells me that the money in the home loan, the HELOC, was gone and he had been pulling from money from there too. He also stole all the money in our young daughter's bank account, $6,000. I was beyond hysterical. I basically collapsed, but then I had to give birth. So I had to compartmentalize it. I finally told someone and told my best friend and my sister. He let me do a whole remodel in 2023 and going over budget. Yeah. Oh, thanks for letting me spend more money that were like bleeding out. Thanks for that. Knowing that the money in the home loan HELOC account wasn't even there to pay for them at the end. Actual psychotic behavior. I don't have access to the home loan, the HELOC account. What? and we had to use the remaining of my inheritance to pay for the remodel. So again, just to make sure we're on the same page here, he has access to her inheritance. She does not have access to the home loan account of the home, by the way, she put the whole down payment for. What is happening? I was like, how did you let me do this remodel knowing the money was gone? Like, we have to pay our vendors. When I asked him what the F was your plan when the money wasn't there to pay them, why did you let me do that? He says, I wanted you to be happy. Wanted you to be happy.
Bro, we gotta like somehow read this man's mind and see what's actually happening. I have no grasp on this dude. Where's this money going? Why are you saying I want you to be happy? Like, what's happening?
Something is like he is doing some severe stuff under the surface that I feel like we're going to get dropped on us sometime later in the story. Like, it cannot be. He's just like stupid.
Yeah.
This is not just stupidity. This is like he's doing
Because if it was
something.
stupid, he would have been caught earlier. He's very strategic in how he's getting this money.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. He's pulling, like he's apologizing because he got caught. That's what it's giving here. So, November, I have the baby and focus on being a full-time mom. He doesn't get paternity leave. We have 2 other young kids as well. It's been so hard. I have money from my business and about $40,000 left from what I came into the marriage with, but our checking account was basically empty and all of my inheritance, the $125,000, was gone. So overwhelming because I couldn't work right away because I'm a small business owner and don't make money on maternity leave.
We should re-record this title intro.
Yeah. A new title. Yeah, I
think it's at 200K now. 150, 125, 150, 100. I say like 200K has been stolen.
Yeah, she's just watching her. Dude, 200,000 is, it's, you have to have some sort of addiction or something to just spend that amount. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Then yesterday, I finally get the time to look through all of our bank statements and see how wildly he was spending money. He spent $30,000 of my inheritance within a month of me getting it. I transferred it to another account ASAP because I was like, holy crap, this is getting spent quickly. He was getting takeout like 2 to 3 times a day, every few days. Starbucks, he would spend $100 to $200 every few days on Devil's Lettuce, getting Uber Eats sometimes multiple times a day, which he is saying his account is hacked and he only did 1 time a day. Lies.
He probably can't be eating that much a day though. So who's he sending it to?
I'm sorry, Uber Eats and Starbucks doesn't account for $200,000.
Yeah.
You would have to be like just IVing coffee lattes into your veins 24/7 to spend $200,000 or something around that, like 100, 200 grand. All in all, $65,000 of my money was gone within months. Even after I transferred it into another account, he was still taking money and putting it into our savings. I realized how dumb I am that I wasn't tracking his daily spending. I have never tracked his spending. I thought he was a normal person. We're in the same house. I know when he buys something or goes shopping. I thought that was the extent of his shopping. We even had an agreement to run it by the other person if we were spending more than $300. Bro said, bet I will make $5,299 transactions. And that's what we're going to do. Now the numbers are that I know about: $25,000 originally taken out of our checking, money out of my business, $6,000 from our daughter. When I found out he cleared her bank account, I wanted to throw up. I just can't believe this. She obviously has no idea. I told him he's going to put all the money back. It's not even money we've set aside for her. It's money that she's earned modeling. It's literally her money.
You're stealing from your own kid?
It's from your child, bro? Something is so wrong here. In a follow-up, I asked what this money was used for. It was paid when his stocks that were lost were margin called. I have no idea what any of this means, and I think we're about to have a clear idea of what's going on here. So he took money from the home loan, the HELOC, and then our daughter's account to pay over $30,000, and $20,000 was credited from what he had on his online portfolio. $50,000 loan in total that he took out to bet on stocks. I mean, trade. I just can't even. I'm going to super quickly pause here to explain what Opie's talking about. So margin trading, so buying stocks is like, oh, I buy a stock for $10, it goes to zero, I lose $10. Oh, okay, I lost $10, but I can only lose up to $10. Margin trading is where you essentially make a different kind of bet than just like, oh, just buying the stock outright. And you can lose or earn multiples of what you have. So for instance, if I have $10, it could be like, oh, hey, I'm going to make a margin call and I'm going to make a bet that's either going to give me $100 or I'm going to lose 100. So I have the 10, so I'll owe $90. So what he's doing, he's taking $10,000. Oh, let me make this bet. Oh, it didn't work out. Now we're in $20,000 in debt. And I think what he's doing here is when he loses, he's siphoning money out to cover the losses and then
doing it again.
Go back again. Like, okay, I've pulled money from our other accounts. I've been able to pay off the margin trade, but now I have pressure to make that money back to replace back into the accounts.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's what he's doing.
This is where we're at right now.
$81,000. $81,000, ladies and gentlemen. This is insanity. A lot of our home loan, HELOC to pay his debts, $80,000. Cashed out his equity from work, $30,000. He racked up $47,000 in credit card debt. First, he told me it was only $25K. Then I pressed him the next day, being like, "Is $25K even the amount?" He confessed it was actually $47,000. $65,000 of my inheritance on devil's lettuce.
He's got to be like trying to start his own business or something.
Stocks. It's a list now. So devil's lettuce, stocks, an insane amount of take on fast food. The remaining $60K of inheritance we had to use to pay off the remodel from the money he stole from the HELOC, taxes, and our third child's birth. There is now $4,000 left. $4,000.
Guess how much it is. Guess.
$150.
Keon?
175? A little too high? Too low? What are we at?
$363,000. If I did that math right, that's how much this man has racked up.
Ali said he should be in jail. That is exactly correct.
Because from his credit card debt to taking money to doing this,
It's all him.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, from the loans he's taken out of, $363,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MJ Gross says, take it, the $4,000 and divorce him. Let's invest in divorce. And also, like...
Do a margin trade on that?
Yeah, let's margin trade on our divorce. I wonder if, and chat, maybe if we have any legal people in the chat right now, you guys can chime in, but I wonder if she can divorce him and then also then sue him for that amount. Being like, hey, I didn't authorize any, he took it from like my inheritance. Like, there's got to be at least some accounts in there that were like more clearly hers and like... points.
The inheritance one.
Yeah, like that I would guess is like, hey, legally, Bob gives OP the money. That is OP's money. Legally speaking, the joint accounts, everything else might be hard to like.
But depending
legally.
on the state you're in and maybe like, you know, if
it's
you're
fuzzy.
Married,
it's fuzzy. They're joint accounts. So I imagine there's probably a lot of the money that she couldn't get, but is there some? Is there like 100 of the 300 that we can be like, hey, we're going to garnish your paycheck until you've paid her $100,000?
Goodness, what? What?
Divorce. No counseling, no nothing. You know what we usually say on the show. Divorce, run away, sue this man for $300,000. That's
I like
exactly
Lucy
what we need
P's here. Take a life insurance policy out on him and send him to the sun.
Lucy P, that is one way to do it right there.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, man. So a lot of this was going on in 2023 while he was unemployed for 9 months.
Nah, he had a job. It was spending your money.
Yeah.
That was his job.
Listen, instead of earning a salary, he was spending a salary, right?
Spending 3 salaries.
Yeah, spending 3 salaries, dude. The main spending was going on while he was employed in 2022. And then he was covering up all that he lost over 2023 and dealing mentally, knowing all year he had this huge sum that was going to be collected on, not telling me until literally the last day possible. And who knows what else. This whole time, I've been saying he needs to lead us on this, present me a plan, tell me all the numbers. He hasn't done any of that. It's like hoping it goes away. He hasn't once brought up how he's going to pay the debt because he's in touch with a debt collector. I've had to ask him each time. I feel like he will just let this dissolve into the background unless I keep telling him about it. I'm driving the boat. It's exhausting. That is the understatement of the space-time continuum.
She's got 3 kids, probably just had a kid while this is all going on.
She got a fully baked. She's been carrying this baby for 15 months, a very normal, reasonable time to carry a baby around. Very normal. This is crazy. But then yesterday, I had to sign a big letter from FedEx, and I opened it because I could see it said notice, like final notice. And I saw that it was the final notice to figure out a plan for the $25,000 credit card debt, or it will go to a lawsuit on April 1st.
I thought it was 47,000. Is this another 25?
It's probably a different card or something
Oh
like that.
shoot!
Maybe-
Okay,
yeah, maybe
25
it's-
to that. All right, now we're at $388,000.
That it might have been 25 out of the 47, maybe. There's a lot of numbers being thrown out here.
Yeah.
The notice said April Fools, you know?
Oh, dude,
Imagine.
imagine this was a prank.
Gotcha.
I mean, honestly, at this point, a prank would be way better than the actual scenario they're in,
Yeah.
being down 300K or so. I'm not a person to investigate stuff, which is totally proving to be a huge mistake of mine. Yes, OP, you are well within your right to investigate all of this. You are, oh my God, yes, it's okay. It's okay. Investigate. So all in all, he is presenting that he is telling me it all now, but who knows? I don't know. So I feel like he's just avoiding it. I finally lost it again on him yesterday. Like, tell me this info. Don't you think I'd want to know that this is going to be a lawsuit April 1st? He finally called them now yesterday and got it settled. We have started paying $1,000 a month to repay his debts, which we currently don't have an extra $1K a month as it is. We also have the $600 HELOC bill a month. We had to pull our daughter out of her after school care because we shouldn't be paying that $500 a month for that. They have to take their daughter out of after school care because they have to pay off his debts. My
You're
God.
literally affecting your child's trajectory here.
Dude, and he stole all her money. We can't forget that too.
Yeah.
Or one of the kids. Now I'm going to have her home all summer, a baby, and be expected to work full time from home and somehow be the breadwinner while caring for 2 kids at home. All our financial stability is gone. We have emergency money that's under my business savings, but I'm not letting us touch that. Please tell me he does not have access to that. I don't know what we need. I think we need to lock him in a cage at this point and just feed him slop from a can.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the only way you can survive.
God, it's literally all we have to our names now. We should have been set after the $125,000 gift, the inheritance. We could have used it to get a second residence to have residual income and finally have savings for our family. Now it's all gone along with so much of our other money. I told him he needs to get some remote job at night from home to make extra money because we're not going to be able to pay for his debt on top of all of our normal bills, and I am not going to dig into our emergency money to pay his debt. So we're going to get into the next section, which is asking for advice. Let me see how long this is. Yeah. So before we get into that, let's give some of our advice here and break this down.
Divorce. For certain.
Divorce.
I'm just baffled that $363,000 is gone through margin trading, stocks, the devil's lettuce, takeout, like all this miscellaneous things. $363,000.
I mean, I could see the margin trading with the stocks being it, but yeah, I'm also too like, is there not something? Is there like an addiction? Is there another woman like?
It just isn't adding up.
Yeah, he could do it. He could just be addicted to doing these, like, kind of like what we were talking before, like a Ponzi scheme almost, where he's like, he does a margin call, loses tens of thousands of dollars, pulls in tens of thousands of dollars, and does the same thing over and over and over and over again until he's like almost 400K in the hole. But my God. Yeah, and chat right now is sounding off that we need... could you scroll up a little bit? Legal separation and all money goes into an account in her name only. Yeah, absolutely. And like, again, I want to know, can we divorce and then sue him? So every paycheck he gets is paying back OP until all the money we can legally like force him to pay basically is paid back to OP.
20 years. I don't even think this guy could come up with that money at all.
I don't think that's why I'm like garnish the wages, because I think OP's literal only hope to get any money back from this is to have it taken out of his paycheck and sent directly to her. Otherwise, he's going to gamble it away, basically.
Yeah. What's the advice say? Because I'm trying to give advice, but I don't even know what the heck to do in this scenario.
I mean, the big picture, like we said, is divorce, but not just divorce. Like, how do we get our money, everything, like the kid, honestly, everything. We for OP's mental health, I think just like being completely away from this person, I think will at least alleviate some of the stress.
I had something like this happen to a family member where like one of their sons racked up $80,000 in credit card debt, and then just they had to cut him off. They were just like, you can't do it. And then they I think they went to legally like in a civil suit or something like that. I don't know what the outcome of it is, but the dad completely does not talk to the son.
Yeah.
And the son, I haven't really heard much of it. And then something in that family happened recently where like now the son and the other son have to talk, and the dad doesn't want anything to do with it because their mom is sadly passed. And it's like, oh, it's getting like, oh.
When you steal from family, yep, that's what happens.
It's crazy,
That's
dude.
what happens.
It's crazy.
Oh boy. Okay, so let's get into this advice here. So Opie says, I need some advice. Yes, this is so outside my wheelhouse. I know I need to check his credit to see if he's gotten anything else, and I'm guessing mine and my kids. I come from a divorced family at age 5, and it was so painful growing up. That's the last thing I want, but I feel so numb. I'm so wildly betrayed. OP, it is okay. I would get the divorce. I think you are so much better off. But anyways, he's been lying and hiding for years. Took our daughter's money from my business. He's obviously apologetic, but in my heart, I just don't know if I can get feelings for him, like romantic feelings back for him. I feel so unsafe, unsure of what he's done or will do to us. He's saying he's a new person. That's not him anymore.
Yeah, there's another person in the mix here. I feel like OP's so shocked at what's happened. Once she looks at the Uber Eats, like, okay, this is enough for 2 people. Okay, devil's lettuce for 2 people. There's no way someone can consume that much.
There's a new person, all right. Or maybe new people, like a secret wife and a kid. I don't know.
Oh!
I don't know.
Secret family!
So, I don't know.
The Margin Tradings is signing my other kid up for lacrosse.
Yeah, this is 2 affair children, stock and margins. But even a few days ago, he still wasn't presenting the full truth. He's not lying. He's avoiding telling me the full truth, which is so frustrating. And that is lying. And a few months ago, he only told me the updated truth because I happened to see money get taken out that day. Who even knows what truths he would have told me if I never found out all this on my own? He never even told me or added up himself how much he lost of our money, how much he took from us, etc. We have 3 small kids. One is a 3-month-old baby, and I'm the primary caregiver. I am hustling and left my maternity leave before I wanted. This is my last baby, and basically as soon as I walk out of the medical phase, I'm back to work again. I have to provide. A divorce for a woman and a small business owner without a corporate employer is complicated. I'm on his insurance. I don't have a set salary, etc. And obviously we make more as a couple to pay for our house. I can't afford the house mortgage on my own. Well, with all the other living costs if I was single, I don't want to move, find housing, etc. And with 3 small kids, and we live in a very expensive city. We have no family in town, and being a single mom would be an enormous struggle for me with no family here. I don't want to start over, but I just don't know if I'm ever going to feel that connection to him again. I just feel numb. I know that may take time. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to decide anything quickly. Yeah, I mean,
sadly, it feels like the reset button is being pressed with or without you.
Yeah, like it's happening, like whether you're here for it or not, or like whether you want to press that button or not. Like,
it's wild.
Man, I feel like just being partners, living together and raising our kids is what's the best option at this point, and just forego the romantic part of the relationship. But that is so sad to me, and I deserve more than that. Divorce with 3 kids, right? Yes, you do deserve that. He is a great dad. Incorrect. He stole from his child. But I feel so numb, romance and partner-wise to him. I'm truly scared I won't have feelings for him again. This betrayal is so beyond the worst case scenario for me. I wish so bad he would have just cheated on me. At least I wouldn't be thinking about how much groceries and gas are. Dude, when you wish your partner was just cheating on you.
Which is worse, getting cheated on or $388,000 being stolen from you?
You can replace a partner. You can't replace the 388 immediately.
Yeah.
Well,
money comes and goes.
Yeah, you lose $380,000, you get no more dollars. Fluctuation of life. not only do I have to worry he may do something like this again, we just view money and spending so differently. I'm afraid I'm going to have to lead him on our finances forever, which I never wanted to do that for my husband. I love being independent and make my own money, but I wanted a husband to lead me. Is he really changed? Can we heal? Is it broken forever? Will I ever get feelings back? Will he do something like this again? I don't want to hurt my kids. Divorce is so painful and I grew up with it, let alone imagining having 50% custody of them or something like that would unalive me. I'm so lost, so betrayed, and feel so alone in my own marriage. All of the stuff is so not my wheelhouse, and I'm not an investigator. My 2 friends that I know and 1 sister are helping me, but any actual financial advice is helpful. I don't even know where to begin aside from checking his credit. I have my own money too with a financial advisor as my 401k for retirement that he doesn't have access to. Thank God. He's ruined our financial stability, and I'm so beyond betrayed. Divorce is such a huge undertaking. Like, we have a life, a house, assets, shared group of friends. I'll be a single mom to 3 kids. Lawyers and all that would probably use all the money I have, I'm guessing. That's not where I'm at right now, but I never considered it so much until this week. It's truly not even the money, even though that is maddening to me. It's being able to trust him. I just wonder, can you get that back? Will I always feel this way? I'm so disconnected from him as a partner now because of all of this. And am I dumb for staying? And can I ever get trust back in a meaningful way in our marriage? This is not the first thing to chip away at my trust in a relationship, but definitely the biggest. This is like a plot to a movie, except it's my life. I can't believe I'm in this mess because of who I'm tied to and just how royally completely dumb he was making bad decision after bad decision involving so much money and money that wasn't even his. I worked so hard to have financial freedom, not to mention $125,000 that could have really set us up for stability now gone, and marrying him ended up being the worst financial decision I've ever made. There's so many more details, but this is the main story. So we've got more, and we have... Yeah, I'll get to this update real quick. I feel like a lot of my emotion isn't in the post, it's all the details. When I found this all out, I felt like I passed away inside. I was about to have a baby. It was honestly so overwhelming. I cried so much that it impacts my life and my kids' lives was done without any regard for our well-being. He is saying this is all of it. I just don't know if it is, or will there be more in the future. What I've done so far, change the banking passwords. Yes, we need that. He has no access to that. Need to run all our credit. My business money has always been in a different account. He now doesn't have access to it because he doesn't have online access to our bank account. Lock him out in physical too. Like every single way here, we need to do this. Pray to God there isn't more ready to be unearthed. And we have an update from the comment section actually, but
dude, I feel so bad for this woman because she's trying to restore a relationship that is completely gone. I mean, you can see that too. She wants someone that can lead her. He feels so mad at him for being dumb. Not like I'm totally done and like gone with this man. And the one sentence that just puts it into the cement, permanent. I'm not the person I used to be. From those words, you can now see his actions and realize you're not his priority. His kids aren't his priority.
Yeah.
And he's only worried about himself and whatever the heck he wants to spend his money on. You're not one of those things he's trying to protect. And from what I see, OP, you want someone that is a leader and a protector. He's changed. That's not him. You're going to have to figure out a way to go on without him. Like, it's a new ball game now.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, he is 110 million% untrustworthy. You can't trust literally anything. So we have to assume everything he says is a lie to be conservative, to be prepared for the worst. And I do think too, I obviously feel so much for OP, and chat is kind of saying this right now and has been throughout this story, but she had a divorce. You know, her parents were divorced rather growing up. There comes a point where you kind of have to sit down and say, okay, I obviously went through a divorce as a kid, but this scenario, and like, yes, ideally you don't go through a divorce having children, but you don't go through divorce because you have a healthy functioning relationship. Like it's you not divorcing is just the byproduct of just having the good relationship. So you kind of like OP, like, again, I'm not trying to bash on her, but there comes a point where it's like you have to kind of get over the fear of the divorce and say, this just needs to happen.
And Renee, could you go up for a second? I'm going to call someone out. Renee, no, the leader comment just gave me such a nick. Please don't ever say that again, Riley. She said that. That's what she said in her relationship.
She did say that.
And I'm just referring to, because I've seen this in my life before a lot, that's what she wanted and expected out of the relationship, but she can no longer rely on that because he's not a reliable person whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
Sophia said in the chat, some women do like to be led. It's a matter of preferences. Yeah. If someone is basically like, hey, can you like be in charge of finances? That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And then the other person's like, oh yeah, that's actually what I like to do. Match.
and it sucks. They've been together for 11 years, and now
Three kids.
within the last 2-3 years, this comes up. What do you do? What
It
can
happens.
you do? You've just been girl bossing, doing
Yep.
your own small business,
Yeah.
paying for your wedding in
Paying
cash.
for your own wedding, paying for your house.
And he's over here. He probably got bored doing a corporate job, seeing. I probably should say, but I've seen people in the corporate world where they just kind of do a little bit of this and they just kind of hang
yeah.
out and they get bored. And dude, I'm telling you, when I get bored, I'm like the worst person ever. I need something to like encourage me to like keep
Yeah.
going and doing something crazy.
You need the golden retriever's ball
Yeah.
to be constantly like
Yeah.
running after it.
Exactly. Yeah. So and he's probably bored and he's like, he's literally, he's addicted and he's just spending his money away and he's just wasting his time. Just, that's his life, dude.
It's insane how little care he has for his wife and his children. Like literally none.
Yeah, and I think she's hit with denial right now. She still thinks there's a way to get this back together.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact after this update, she's going to start going more and more into, he also did this. He also said this to my mom. Like the red flags are going
Yeah.
to be popping up left and right here.
Well, Riley, we do have said update sitting here on my lap.
Oh boy. Can I use the bathroom?
Please go.
Okay. I'll be right back.
We need to take a little break, ladies and gentlemen, because this is too much. So Helena Bain says in all caps, she needs to understand that she is and has been leading this whole relationship. This is true. Dread04 says he sounds like he got into GameStop stocks deal too late and was trying to catch the next big boom. Guys, just wait till it goes back up. AMC, I swear, like it's coming back. What do you think about all this, Keon?
It's a difficult situation. I think someone had a comment earlier, and it's hard for OP because she was also just gave birth.
Yeah.
And like she's worried about that and like is in like shell shock. That was what they said. Let me see if I can find the comment, because that was actually a really good comment that stuck out to me. I don't know if we can find it. It's a little bit further up. Right here. Amy Dean. OP's in shell shocked and is in a hormonal turmoil after giving birth. She'll come to her senses, hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, like OP, there's like just the thought about this, it doesn't seem real to me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem real.
It's
that
insane.
if my partner did this and took that amount of money, I would be baffled. And like, that's not who
Carly.
I
Yeah.
win.
So
Do you have something
Keon,
to tell us?
Honestly, Keon, you should get ahead of that and go ahead and check her credit and
Yeah.
maybe see any debtors and see if she's got anything behind closed doors.
We need to figure out we need to get to the bottom of this, guys.
Right now, we can't let this happen to Keon.
Yeah, we've seen it happen once.
Not to anybody else.
We can't let it happen again. Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Like, happy birthday. All your money's gone.
Yeah, all right. But ladies and gentlemen, that's fake it, but this is real. This next update is staring us in the face. Let's get into it. So, update from the comment section. I don't remember if I had posted stuff on this, but he had us in deferment from our mortgage from when he was laid off, and he said we are going to start paying it again in November, which has always come from his salary. And then I found out in March that we actually weren't paying for it since December. Gotta love it. We paid it once, then he extended the deferment. So basically he made one payment so he could skip all the others.
Oh, my gosh.
He had gotten another deferment without even telling me. I was effing livid. I found out because we got some notice in the mail saying, we've been trying to get a hold of you, and if you don't respond, there could be a lien on your house. That's right. We could now become homeless. Well, he had just got home from work and I was in full panic, and he was like, they sent that by accident. I just got off the phone with them, etc.
They said that by accident?
Lies. Oh, my blood is boiling with the
Hey,
level of
John.
lies going on.
You owe me $125,000 or I'm going to take your apartment and car. Oh, Riley was just said that by accident. It just slipped out.
It's just,
Just one of
it's
those
okay.
things.
It's all good. God. I'm like, this sounds like a perfect excuse. Apparently, they did send it by mistake. What?
Okay, what? Who's telling you this? Them
Okay.
or your husband?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
There's one you can definitely know is not right.
New eviction notice from Photoshop.com. Oh my God. They hadn't updated that we were allowed the deferment. I don't know. It all seems too convenient. If there is something that gets messed up with our home, I will lose my mind. I need to look at our checking to see the transactions because I had thought the money had come out of our account, or I was just assuming it comes out of the checking, which I don't use. I use my points card, and his salary goes into that account. So that's what got me into this mess, is I haven't tracked his spending. Yeah, we don't know where it seems like we don't know where any of the money is going. Anyhow.
Wait, what's that one? Like rocket something?
Cum rocket?
No. Rocket money.
Rocket money.
So you can track where everything's going. What's that called?
That? I don't know.
Like it's like Rocket Mortgage or like that online thing app.
Where you can like track where your
Yeah,
money's
get
going.
one of those apps that track where all the spending's going and sign them up for it.
Please.
You'll be like, oh, so yeah, that's
Anything.
what you need.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we're gonna start therapy soon. That to me sounds like they're staying together.
Girl.
I've been deep in my thoughts about it all. Obviously, I have love for him. I've been dealing with him my whole adult life, but like I feel nothing. I feel no attraction or desire for him. I feel passed away about us as a couple. Like I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to get back there with him. Divorce, even just splitting up our effing home assets sounds impossible. This is not what I wanted or ever saw for myself, but I don't know if I'm going to get it back for him. I feel so effing heartbroken about my kids. I have a 5-month-old baby. Splitting up time with my kids sounds horrific, but I don't know at what point I'm going to be settling. It's at this point. Staying with him is settling. Yes. Can I ever get trust back? And more so, can I ever get my attraction back to him? And what's the answer, Riley? No.
No! Run. He doesn't have attraction for you anymore because he's spending your money as a couple. It's gone.
He is busting nuts worth tens of thousands of dollars.
She's in denial because I don't blame her. She's afraid to start over.
Every time he clicks that trade button, bro is creaming.
And I feel horrible for this woman because if she decides to go down the path of separation, no more city, no more small business. She's going to have to go to a small town with her kids into her mom's house, her sister's house. And that's going to be her new life. And she has to start over. Like that's scary. Like,
yeah. And I feel like if we start over now, I mean, he's already taken so much. It's kind of hard to imagine. At least I will say, here's one thing we haven't said. At least they aren't, well, I was going to say at least they aren't in debt but they have $4,000 cash, I think, not $4,000 positive on their net worth. They have to be in debt.
Yeah.
He's
in heck debt.
Oh man. It's been months and I've been asking to be kept in the loop, telling me what's going on. I've told him he needs to get a side job to pay for his debt, which starts in May. That was a whole other maddening convo because he was not upfront about that info either, and I had to ask over and over about it before I finally got the info. By the way, if you are angry, like everyone sitting in this room is right now, one thing that could be used sometimes as a calming device.
Very rarely, but
sometimes it does happen. You can listen to our full podcast with 2,000 episodes. Go to Spotify, Apple, or iHeart and search OK Storytime and listen to that. But Riley, we are almost at the end.
Macer's Racer said it. I'm really getting mad at OP for not protecting the kids.
Yeah.
In fact, asking him, been getting on him for months. Girl, you do not have time or space, frankly, or resources to be asking. It should be demanding or you're gone.
Yeah.
You can't be, babe, you got to do this. He doesn't understand the weight that he's put on his family. And it seems like you understand it, but you don't want to put that weight on him because you know he can't handle it. Like you got to make moves.
Yeah.
We've
reached the point where it's like you're harming your kids, you're harming yourself, because it's like he can, I don't know, continue stealing from the kid. He can get like, he's already destabilized. Like just the fact that you stayed in a relationship with him and kept access to the bank accounts means that he screwed your children's future over that much more, right? It's already done. And guess what we know? He will not stop.
Nope.
He will not stop at all. Katara Rain says he should get nothing in a divorce. He already got hundreds of thousands. Also, in what world does she not get 100% custody? I mean, like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, look, the courts can fail us. We know this. But, like, I don't know. Like, if anything, I'm like, Liz B says she's put up absolutely no boundaries. Yeah, like, I haven't heard, like she changed the accounts, but, like, I don't know. Yeah,
just not adding up, dude.
Yeah. I think Ming Ming said, I don't want to victim blame mode. Ugh, like, yes, that's why I'm too, like, I don't want to bash, because OP is the victim here. Like, he did all of this to her, but, like, you just need to get out. I just don't know.
It's not hit her yet. She's in this denial phase. It
Yeah.
just needs to hit her.
Oh, man.
All right.
Well, let's close this out here. Is this a whole episode story right here? Oh, wow, we got more. Okay, there we go. So we had a big talk this last weekend about it all. And just like, what more high stakes does he need to step up, give me info, lead, and make a plan? He stepped up in other ways around the house. He's a great dad. Again, incorrect. But it's just like, I don't know. I've never been in a traumatic situation like this, really deep in my thoughts. Like, how do I get my feelings back for him? You don't. Getting a divorce or dating as a 37-year-old with 3 kids sounds horrible, and like I'll be alone for a while. Financially, being on my own as someone who has a new baby is always harder for the woman. I own my own biz and make good money, but I have insurance through my husband, have double income household, etc. I just feel so stuck and so sad about this all. I hate to say it, but I don't know if we made any progress in this entire ordeal.
Nah.
Nah, we were putting faith in a man that's proven not to be faithful or lead worthy. Or...
Yeah, it's like okay, I've been waiting on him for him to do it. Should he do it? Should he have done it? Absolutely. Is he going to do it now? No. Like so
probably she didn't put a stop to it. Something in your life has to kind of change once you've noticed your partner is eating out more, smoking more, doing all these things more. You'd be
she
like,
had to
hey.
have noticed that he was spending and doing other things more than he was in the past.
He's ordering for like, he's getting takeout, but like, what is he ordering? Like lobster every night?
Yeah.
To rack that amount is insane.
And 2, she's like, oh, he probably doesn't want to like confront it. It sounds like she has to confront it, but she also doesn't want to confront it.
Yes.
I just don't think she's coming to terms to reality right now. I mean, I wouldn't either. I would like, this is not reality. This is fake. This can't be real. This amount, like in that span of time.
Yeah, maybe her brain is just broken and now she just thinks she lives in the Matrix or something, because it's like, this is just too insane. It's too crazy.
My ego says she needs good friends. Yeah. She
Yeah.
definitely does. Yeah. Yikes. But
Whew. That's it. That's all we got. That's literally it. But I have some potentially good news. Something to change the vibe a little bit.
What?
Hopefully for the better. And that's this next story.
My husband didn't invite me to his graduation. Then he tried to gaslight me? Husband didn't invite us to his graduation. Found out today that he did in fact invite his family. Throwaway account because I'm tired of having so much to post about, and it's been an emotional, draining couple of weeks, to say the least. By the way, this comes from Tis for Tiger 15 and then Hole 95. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So
We got a duel. We got a double right here.
looks like we got 2 POVs here.
Ooh, let's freaking go. Those are the best.
To start off, my husband is graduating from office candidate school in 2 weeks. Office candidate school?
You are officially a candidate for office. Congratulations.
Okay.
Keon, can you look up what that is?
What is, like, what? John just got back from Entrepreneur Podcast Academy.
I mean, at least that makes sense. What is an office candidate like?
Okay. Office Candidate School or OCS, is a program for civilians and enlisted service members to become commissioned officers in the United States military.
Oh, civilian to army man.
I see.
Okay.
All right.
Congrats.
Got it.
Find out if you're qualified. That's like the first thing. All right, crazy.
Let's do it. Let's all sign up for it.
There
and
we
then
go.
stream from the army.
Oh, boy.
To start off, my husband is graduating from Office Canada School in 2 weeks, which is where a civilian becomes an army man. He's been gone for 6 months. He was home for Christmas for 2 weeks. And I've been a stay-at-home mama to our almost 2-year-old little one. I've been blessed to be able to be at home, but single parenting is no joke, and I've mostly been in it during a pandemic. Anyway, he wasn't able to have guests at his graduation from boot camp. BCT, but he was able to have 2 adult guests at his officer graduation and 1 minor. I actually didn't hear this from my husband. My mother saw it on Facebook. I don't have social media aside from Reddit, and it was for a graduation that took place last month.
Ooh.
That the base where he was at was beginning to have in-person guests, only 2 guests and 1 minor, and tons of the vid restrictions. I brought this up to my husband last month, and he said that it was likely they would be allowed 2 guests and 1 minor, but that they weren't quite sure yet, and they wouldn't know more until closer to graduation. I don't know. It seems like they know if they're posting on Facebook.
Yeah, I think he just had to save that for the other 2 people that he had going. His
And one
other wife
minor.
and his other kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those...
Secret
yes.
family.
Secret family. We then talked about how it might be difficult for me to travel with the little one, that the little one wouldn't sit still during the ceremony, the vid, etc. I also had a possible surgery I was going to have, but ended up pushing it back to when my husband returns for training for 16 weeks mid-July. Okay, fast forward a few weeks ago. We talk about graduation again, and he says he invited his dad and brother, that they were getting a hotel and attending his graduation. I didn't ask why his mom wasn't going. I just figured, okay, 2 people are allowed per candidate, so he invited his brother and his dad. I tried not to be upset because we were actually never formally invited. It was almost like my husband was coming up with excuses as to why we shouldn't go. Okay, I am a little confused here because
Yeah.
she was kind of like being like, well, it would be hard for me and the baby to make it. I'm not really sure. She didn't seem like super on board about coming to the graduation.
But I mean, I think correct me if I'm wrong, he knew that he had the possibility of being able to invite the 2 of them and then just never said anything.
Got it.
And
Okay.
that's where it's like, hey, yeah, maybe I couldn't have gone anyways, but it's like, why are you not telling me about your graduation or like inviting me to your graduation? Like, it would be like, is it possible that he was like dumb enough to that's just an oversight? Yes, I think it's possible, but not likely.
Yeah. Flash forward to today. I asked my husband if more than 2 people were allowed to go to the graduation as of now, 2 weeks out. And his response was, yeah, only 2, but I might be able to get tickets. We will see. My friend is only having his wife attend, so he has 1 ticket available. Then I said, okay, that's cool. I told him that my neighbor, who was a former Army, asked me today if we were going to my husband's graduation, to which I explained to him that they were only allowed 2 people and that husband's brother and dad were going. I told my husband I was pretty bummed because I kept getting asked about his graduation. He instantly got upset at me and told me I had no right to be upset because I had chosen not to attend. Hello, you were never actually invited me, but I can't say that because he claims he did ask me. She just was like, it might be hard for me to go. That's the only conversation they had about it.
Yeah.
Then he goes on to tell me his mom and sister are also both going.
What?
Haven't we used all of our passes except for the kid pass, the minor pass?
Yeah, the kid can probably go, but you can't go, OP.
Dude.
Not you. I was like, wow, okay, that's cool. But in my mind, I was floored. Then he went on about how they just want to support him and that he hopes he can get them all tickets. But he was upfront with them about that, not being 100% sure he would be able to. Nonetheless, they were flying out 2 days before and then staying for 2 days after the graduation to hang out with his family. You can imagine how I feel at this point. Then my husband tells me if I want to go now to let him know so he can tell his mom and sister to know to cancel. So you're going now. So I can tell my mom and sister to cancel because I know how you get around my mom and them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just keep shoving the knife in deeper, will ya? I know I don't even address this side remark because he's hardly ever assigned responsibility to his family for our strained relationship, and he constantly pins me as a bad person without acknowledging all the hurtful things they've done to me. Not even worth arguing about. Yikes.
It seems this to me seems to be the underlying thing here. It's like, yeah, I think the mom and the sister are like, oh, well, you have to invite us. You can't invite OP and your kid to your own graduation.
Come on.
Just you wait.
So then a short time later, we speak over the phone, and then he tells me just to come and that I can hang out with his brother outside and tour the museum, which left me to the assumption, if you're only allowed 2 people inside a base for the graduation, you're not picking me, I'm assuming. Then I politely ask him if me and the little one can book our own hotel room since I'm still front airbag feeding my little one, but also because I often change my tops a lot, etc. I obviously wouldn't be comfortable sharing a room with his family either, but I didn't mention that. He was upset and said we would all have to share a room, same flights, etc. Then the topic was dropped, and I was left feeling like my husband is a POS. I don't even know how to express how hurt I feel. Sure, he eventually invited me, but after I brought it up, I felt bummed out. I've never felt more like an afterthought. All of his friends' wives are going, and his entire immediate family is going. Girl, you're a part of his immediate family.
Yes, you are his family, like immediate family at that.
Surely he didn't tell his friends that he actually didn't invite me. I'm assuming he told them that I did not want to go. I spent the entire afternoon crying my eyes out. He's going to be home soon, and I couldn't be dreading it more. Edit, fixed my baby's age as to not to offend anyone who's bothered by listing months and not years. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. And we got an update. I don't know. I don't like this relationship.
Yeah, I mean, we got the kicker, which was he doesn't defend OP to his family members who,
Especially the mom and sister, it seems like.
yeah. So
Alicia, I'm so sorry. This isn't even an issue about the graduation, to be honest. It's an entire relationship issue where they don't communicate and don't even seem to be getting along.
that part.
Yeah.
That is what it seems to be. And he just like isn't really caring. It seems like, it was a month, the graduation ceremony was a month ago.
Yeah.
And Opie just found out like by accident, basically.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to tell her like, dang.
Update.
Oh.
Do we think she went or not, everyone? Put your answers in the comments below.
Let's see.
I couldn't find the throwaway account, so I made a post a couple of weeks ago. So this is from her other account.
Ah, I see.
So we don't get to see the other POV.
Dang it. Grr.
Not even sure where to begin, but a lot has happened since I posted it a couple of weeks ago. My husband is home from the military. He was at school and training, and his graduation took place last Thursday. His mom, dad, brother, and sister were all invited in attendance. I was really sad about the entire thing, but I did make the best of the day, and the little one, almost a 2-year-old, celebrated in our own way. We went out to eat and enjoyed a nice day at the beach. My husband was still sticking to his version of events that he had invited me. I was supposed to be unable to attend, and that his family was going, and that he was getting them extra tickets. Each candidate was given 2 adult tickets and 1 minor ticket. He spent the day of the graduation and the day after with his family and came home last weekend. We had a good family reunion of just the 3. I picked him up from the airport, and Lo and I were happy to see him. Came to a head on the 3rd day of his arrival. I saw tons of pictures online of the graduation. Many of his fellow classmates and other spouses and children in attendance. Some had their parents. Only a few had siblings. I brought this up to my husband as I was confused. He told me the real reason he did not want me there was because he didn't want me to fight with his mother over who would pin him.
What?
There we go.
There it is.
We go.
At least we've discovered it.
MOMABOY, mama's boy, mama's boy.
Dude, that's crazy.
I know Keon liked that one.
Hey, where'd that come from?
Dominic Fike. That's a song.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Oh, LO means little one. Oh, she said LO and I was like, what? Little
It
one.
was J-Lo.
Reddit, can we stop using abbreviations, please? It's confusing.
It's too much.
Soon to be ex-husband. That one's the worst one.
Yeah.
I like, come on.
I always think it's like Starbucks. It's like STBX. Yeah, that's an insane excuse. And also to the big hidden nugget that we got earlier of like, he doesn't like defend me to his family or anything. So like instead of having his wife and his child, but like basically his wife be there, he would rather appease his mom so that way they don't have to fight over who's going to pin the pin.
Yep, exactly.
On his jacket.
Easy solution. That sounds like a great place for a foundation of relationship.
I've got another solution.
Divorce.
Not yet.
For this?
It's not yet. No. But
I don't think they should have got together in the first place.
I mean, that should really be. We have divorce and then we have time machine.
Yeah.
Time machine is where you go back in time and you're like, do not get in a relationship with this person. Don't do it.
For his specific school, he would be pinned on both sides. So again, I was confused. So we've been pinned twice. One for his mom, one for his wife.
Like, I mean, maybe you're only allowed to have one person, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. It's just like, oh, God.
I asked him why I couldn't pin one side and his mother the other. We could have pinned them simultaneously.
There you go.
He then said that his sister pinned the other side and that he was afraid I had been in attendance. I would have wanted to pin both sides. He never communicated this to me. Not once. I told him that he had communicated this to me back in April. I would have been happy to share it in pinning along with his mother. I told him I was never given the opportunity to talk it through with him. He then went on to say he didn't communicate it with me because he knew how jealous I would be and that there would be no point in bringing it up. Dude, my favorite part about this guy is like, he already knows what Opie's about to say. He already knows what her thoughts are. So like in that, he's saving time by not even asking her. Very efficient man.
Listen.
Wow.
You know, sometimes the fastest way to say something is, guess what, shocker, ladies and gentlemen, by just not saying it all. If you want pure speed, if you want to be a Formula F1 racer racing emotions, then don't say anything, and it's the quickest way to communicate the nothing that you're sharing.
Nothing could go wrong.
There you go. Life advice. Words to live by.
I could understand if this had happened before, but I've never attended any of my husband's ceremonies or graduations before. This isn't typical behavior because it's never happened. I do not have the best relationship with my in-laws, specifically with my mother-in-law, and that stems from my husband's inability to have or establish boundaries with his family. When this conversation was brought up, he stated that he loves us all the same. Although I am his wife and we have a baby, it seems like he doesn't view us as our own family unit, but rather as an extension of his family. He is fully aware of things his mother has said to me and how I've been treated, and yet he still believes that I'm the problem and that I'm the one who needs to make an effort. He went as far to say that even if it was his family isn't making an effort, which they did very little of while he was gone, I still need to make an effort. And by the way, you need to make an effort after the story. Go to your favorite freaking podcast platform, search up OK Storytime on Apple, iHeartRadio, or Spotify. Make an effort and watch more stories like this one. Come on, it'll be fun.
Do it.
Effort
Do it now.
Do it.
equals more effort out.
Yes. Yes.
And John, can you find this man's backbone for his family? Is it possible?
Oh, I just looked. It doesn't exist.
Not a thing?
It doesn't exist. It's a whisper of air. Yeah, I mean, we've said this a million times on the show. If a family is stressing out your significant other, if it's your family, it's your job to go to them and talk to them about it. So this is early. We haven't gone to counseling or anything, but it's like, will he ever fix this? Will he ever actually change his ways? Doesn't seem likely from where we're sitting, all the information we have at hand.
I can't help but feel hurt that he has intentionally excluded us from his graduation and repeatedly denied not inviting me. He knew what he was doing the entire time. There was no apology and certainly no remorse of any kind. He feels like he was justified in his actions and that he had the right not to invite whomever he wanted. He expects me to carry on and having a happy marriage and act like nothing happened. I don't feel like I'm allowed to have any sort of voice or opinion on how I'm treated, specifically when it comes to his family. If I do voice my feelings, they are used against me and are used as fuel to his agenda that my husband thinks I have against his family. You hate my family. And that's it. That's the end of that story. Yikes.
Big yikes. This was an episode of big yikes across the board, I do have to say.
Yeah.
I do have to say.
I wish people are able to see a day in the life of them and their future spouse before they get married. Like there's a little bit of a glimpse, like a 15-minute video or something of what your life's going to look like.
Yeah.
And if you hit pause, you can stop and I don't know. There just has to be something, some kind of technology out there to predict this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
So true. Ask chat to first create the predicted scenario based on everything you got, and then bring it over to have the video generated, and then watch it. That's kind of crazy. I
feel like you could, because humans are people of behavior. So if you're able to understand every person's behavior beforehand, you can kind of get a glimpse.
Yeah, it might
Chad,
be
I'll work on something.
Yeah.
I'll work on an app.
Oh, coming to you soon. But you know what's coming to you soon is the end of this episode because it's here right now.
Yep. And if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.